Sorry, guys. All right. So let's do that again. Thank you all for coming. So a bit of housekeeping before we get started. Please mute yourselves during the presentation to limit distractions. And we ask that you use the chat feature to put in questions and Aryn will answer them at the end. You can also unmute yourself after the presentation to ask your questions. Tonight's class is Good Mood Foods. Aryn DeGrave is a dietitian with Hy-Vee, and we at Stoughton Health are very happy to have partnered with Hy-Vee. And from here, I'll just turn it over to Aryn, and you can take over.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm very happy to be with you all tonight. So thanks for hopping on for our presentation for Good Mood Foods. I am Aryn DeGrave. I'm the registered dietitian at Hy-Vee grocery stores and cover the greater Madison market, where I'm in the stores in Madison and Fitchburg, sometimes in Oregon, and also in Janesville too. So I've been a dietitian for just over 6 years and continuing to help those learn more about food. So today, I'm excited to dive deeper into what we eat and how it affects how we're feeling every single day. And since we're not gathering in a store, today's presentation will showcase and highlight some foods and products within the aisles that may help to connect our mood and how we can make a difference when maybe consuming these foods as well. So let's jump in. All right. All right, so mood. So what exactly defines mood? So it is a noun, so it describes something. And according to the dictionary, it is a state or quality of feeling at a particular time. We know that our mood can change depending on the day and the time of the day, and when something is happening that affects how we're feeling. So it can range from positive to negative and affects our overall well-being. And understanding what influences our mood and how it can change is important, especially when we're talking about nutrition. So the obvious point here is that we can really, it can really sway. So we all know the saying, you are what you eat, but is that actually true? So, well, if we're eating like, let's say, Brussels sprouts, we're not going to turn into a physical Brussels sprout. But this saying may actually be true in some way or another. In all seriousness, what we decide to eat can change the way we are feeling. So research indicates a strong link or correlation between poor nutrition and low mood. And when we start to focus more on balance, we may start to notice a positive shift in our mood. So balanced eating, including all food groups, we'll talk about those food groups, is essential for maintaining energy levels. And if we're feeling sluggish or feeling down in the dumps with low energy, we cannot be our best selves with our family, our friends, at our job, at the things we want to do. So consuming more of those nutrient-dense foods are part of our food group. They offer many benefits, including antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and leading to increased energy, improved mood, and reducing the risk of chronic disease. All right. So those food groups, before we really jump in, as a reminder, we have 5 food groups. We have our fruits, our vegetables, our grains, protein, and dairy. And dairy is sometimes even just combined into that protein group, but we're in Wisconsin. We like to have dairy on the side. All right, so I do have a couple of trivia questions within our slides today. So feel free to put your answer in the chat if you'd like, just to kind of quiz yourself. And I'll give you a couple seconds to do that if you're interested. But how many people in the US eat enough fruits and vegetables each day? So A, 10%, B, 15%, C, 20%, or D, 30%. So I'm seeing some answers come through, which is great. Okay, awesome. Okay, tons of answers. All right, so for those of you that kind of are just keeping it in your head or saying it out loud to whoever's with you watching today. So to jump in, our answer is A, only 10%. So how many people in the US eat enough fruits and vegetables each day? It's 10%. It is so low. So according to the CDC, only 12.2% of American adults meet the guidelines for fruit consumption, and just 9.3% meet the guidelines for vegetable consumption. So low. So fruits are obviously higher than vegetables, which is to be expected, but it's still so low. From its data, the CDC does decipher only 1 in 10 adults are getting enough fruits and vegetables on a continuous basis. And this is always so shocking to me because 7%, I'm sorry, 7 of the top 10 leading causes of death in the US are from chronic diseases. And eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables daily can help reduce the risk of many leading causes of illness and death, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, some cancers, and obesity. And, this is always a big topic when I'm working with clients or with students or whoever I'm working with is eating more fruits and vegetables can make a big impact in our day. And the best place to start is just eating that rainbow. So it's right there on the screen for you. It shows those colors because colors equal different health benefits. Those are phytochemicals. Those phytochemicals are going to give us all those extra added benefits as well. So for example, it's heart month. So I always like to talk about, our heart that we want to keep healthy. And red fruits and vegetables help to protect cardiovascular disease or help to prevent cardiovascular disease and help lower the risk of other cancers as well as prostate cancer and ovarian cancer. So that's just one example. Right, to ensure balanced nutrition, aim to incorporate all of our food groups throughout the day and spread them across every meal and snack. So we reviewed these just briefly, but here they are on the screen. Recommendations vary between age and gender, but we usually recommend making a goal of consuming 1 to 2 food groups at each snack and 3 to 5 food groups with each meal. So just to dive in a little bit deeper, so dairy, we want to aim for 3 cups daily, and that includes our milk, yogurt, cheese. Vegetables, we want to consume 3 cups daily from raw, cooked, or some juice sources as well. Juice should be a very minimum amount. Fruits, we want to aim for 2 cups daily from fresh, frozen, and dried sources. Grains, we want to make half of our grains whole grains and aiming for 5 to 8 ounces per day. Proteins, we want to aim for lean choices for about 5.5 to 6.5 ounces a day. So those of you that like to eat just like a massive chunk of steak, just rethink that we only need 5.5 to 6.5 ounces per day. So we don't need that full slab of steak. And we want to focus on those lean meats, right? So lean meats, eggs, if I dare say right now, and nuts and beans. So let's dig deeper. To dig a little deeper, we know that unhealthy eating patterns can cause mood swings. For example, if you consistently eat carbohydrates and don't integrate protein or fats, your blood sugar will most likely increase and dip at random times during the day. This can then affect how you're feeling and in turn affects your attitude, your mental health, and how we treat other people. Other examples include skipping meals, cutting out entire food groups, not getting enough exercise, and also being dehydrated. So let's look into some of those specific foods that can affect our day-to-day habits, mood and motivation, and attitude, and way, way more. All right, so first up is probiotics. This is a pretty popular group, so I'm sure a lot of you will be aware or like not surprised that this is up here today. So probiotics are live beneficial bacteria formed during the food fermentation that aids in digestion and promotes gut health by regulating our bowel movements and combating harmful cells that can cause certain diseases. They can also boost levels of serotonin in the body. In fact, actually, up to 90% of serotonin is produced by the gut. So serotonin is a neurotransmitter that is connected to mood, appetite, and stress response. So it's how we kind of relax after stressful situations. So, if you're thinking, have you ever been anxious, nervous, or stressed and felt like almost queasy in your stomach? It's makes sense. We have that, and you'll hear me say this a few times, but that gut-brain connection where everything is really working together. And no surprise here, our gut micro plays a big part in our brain health. That gut-brain connection. So there's always emerging research coming out on our gut-brain connection, indicating that a healthy gut microbiome can lower depression rates. While more studies are needed to understand the direct impact of probiotics on mood, their role in the brain health is increasingly being recognized all the time. So some of those different food sources are on your screen for you, but we have kefir, or kefir. I always say it incorrectly. It's however you want to pronounce it, but kefir, which is a fermented drink that contains more probiotics than yogurt. I like to say it's like a drinkable yogurt. It contains protein, vitamin D, calcium, phosphorus, vitamin B12, and you can get this in the store in most grocery stores. So I won't go through all of these, but I'll give you a few. Let's see. We'll talk about pickles because everybody loves pickles. Pickles are found in many varieties. They're not always fermented, but they still get their tang from the vinegar that they sit in, as vinegar is typically fermented itself. So keep in mind that vinegar can be raw or unfermented. So for example, it can be in apple cider vinegar, producing the mother culture, and that's where we get that good bacteria. So not all pickles are going to have probiotics, but we definitely want to look for the ones that are in vinegar, in a fermented vinegar. And then of course the most popular one is yogurt. And let's talk about sauerkraut too, because sauerkraut is big in Wisconsin. And sauerkraut is fermented cabbage, and it's of course good for digestion because of that fermentation. It's good for your immune system, but most importantly, pertaining to this topic of stress levels and your brain health as well. So even when you have a brat in the summer with some sauerkraut on it, you are still getting some good nutrients there. All right. So throughout this presentation, there are some different recipes that I'll talk about and ways that you can add these nutrients into your lifestyle. I will send out these recipes later on to everyone as well. So a Greek yogurt marinade, and all of these recipes are going to be found on Hy-Vee.com too, if you wanted to search them sooner than me sending them out. But this is a great example of using those probiotics. So this recipe uses a Greek yogurt, which will have those probiotics in them. And then the calcium and lactic acid of that yogurt work together to make the chicken stay moist so it doesn't dry out the chicken. It's going to be really juicy. And this recipe has it's simple ingredients, 10-minute prep time, uses meats and vegetables. All right, next up we have antioxidants. Hopefully you've heard this term before too, but antioxidants are abundant in plants and whole foods. So there are plenty of foods that you can integrate into your daily lifestyle full of antioxidants. Focusing on evidence-based practice, scientists use specific tests to identify the amount of antioxidants in specific food items. And that's a test called the ferric reducing ability of plasma, or FRAP. This measures how much antioxidants are in food and how they can neutralize the free radicals in our body, measuring in millimoles for every 3 to 5 ounces per specific food item. So kind of a little scientific there, but what's cool about this is that these foods have been tested for those antioxidants and have been tested for removing free radicals, which is really awesome. So it's not just a buzzword. It can be used as a buzzword a lot, but it is science-backed, which is awesome. So those free radicals, let's talk about that. So free radicals are oxidative stress in the body. So those are going to come from our stress, our lifestyle, toxins, infections, smoking, even secondhand smoke, any pollution that's coming into our bodies and causing that oxidative stress. So free radicals can damage our DNA and other parts of our body, and increase risk of cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. And we know that inflammation is associated with depression and mood disorders. So that is why antioxidants are so important in really reducing those and reducing that inflammation in the body. So a couple of them for you. Let's see. Grapefruit. Grapefruit's a good one. High in vitamin C, as well as the B vitamins, copper, iron, to boost your immune system and protect the harmful bacteria. And who doesn't love coffee? There are many options on coffee. Some say it is beneficial, others say it is harmful. But studies have shown that coffee holds one of the largest sources of antioxidants over several other food sources. So coffee contains phytophenols and hydrocinamic, that's a hard one, acid to neutralize the free radicals and reduce oxidative stress. So you coffee lovers out there, you can still drink your coffee and get a benefit from it. But of course, we have to just be aware of what we're adding to our coffee, and we're not adding too many extra added sugars, added fat. And then we also want to make sure we're limiting our coffee consumption to, I think it's no more than 4 to 6 cups a day for actual health benefits, where when we're drinking way much more than that, that caffeine can actually be harmful for our body. So just keep it minimal. And who doesn't also love some chocolate? We got to have some good sweet well, semi-sweet, but something to satisfy our sweet tooth. So dark chocolate actually is very nutritious. So it has more vitamins and minerals than chocolate milk, milk chocolate, sorry. And the FRAP analysis is 15 millimoles, which is more than blueberries and raspberries, which is kind of crazy. But antioxidants in cocoa reduces inflammation and may cause or may reduce risk factors of heart disease. So, of course, with it being Heart Month, we're always talking about dark chocolate as well. Some ways to get those antioxidants into your routine could be this wheat berry strawberry chicken salad. So this recipe is loaded with antioxidants from the strawberries to the spinach and include which also help to make the salad high in vitamin A and vitamin C. Wheat berries are an excellent whole grain choice. They're a little different of a whole grain choice, probably not very popular. They are the edible part of the kernel, the wheat kernel. Whole grains can help to lower inflammation within the body and are an excellent source to focus on for increasing iron, vitamin B12, fiber, and protein. So loaded with some good vitamins and minerals. All right, tryptophan. This one you probably don't hear about as often, except for when it is Thanksgiving. You see that turkey up there. So tryptophan is an amino acid. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So to make up one protein molecule, we need 3 amino acids. So tryptophan is one of those, or tends to be one amino acid. There are a ton of amino acids. I won't name them all. But it's an amino acid found in foods like turkey and it plays a crucial role in mood regulation. So whether people are feeling sleepy after they consume it during Thanksgiving season because of the turkey, or if they may have just consumed too much food, like that is up for interpretation. Um, so I know I always get sleepy after Thanksgiving, but I don't know if it's always the turkey. Um, but anyways, research really suggests that low tryptophan levels are associated with depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. So tryptophan is converted to serotonin. Um, it impacts our mood and um, yeah, so tryptophan is converted to serotonin, which impacts our mood, and then later it is converted into melatonin, which also aids in sleep. So it has that conversion into our body as it's being metabolized, which can really lead to that healthy sleep. So consuming the foods listed rich in tryptophan will help to alleviate anxiety and even sleep issues too. So things like broccoli, chicken, eggs, leafy greens, mushrooms, pumpkin seed, and soybeans as well. So all of those help to reduce that or increase tryptophan to help with mood and calmness. I just think this soup looks so pretty in this picture. And I think I need to make this one to see if I can make it look as pretty. But this is a detox garlic edamame soup. Um, it is a simple recipe that nourishes the body. Your source of tryptophan here includes the edamame and the spinach, both good amounts within the recipe. You could use this as an appetizer, a side dish, or the main entree of your meal. If you're feeling like you need a little extra protein, if you're going to make this a meal, you could add some cooked turkey or chicken into it. But I like the vegetarian option here. Magnesium. So magnesium has been a hot topic over the last few years. So let's dive in. Magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the body. There are food sources that you can eat that are high in magnesium, but you still may not be getting enough. Your entire body uses magnesium, so in one way or another. So it's multifunctional, which is really cool. Um, so some ways that it's used in the body, it's from forming proteins, to supporting your muscles as they move, to creating energy within the body. Um, and yeah, it does a lot. And did you know that 60% of magnesium within your body is found in your bones? So this mineral is in your bones. The rest is found in soft tissue and muscles as well. Magnesium has anti-inflammatory properties and it can help ease those migraines if you get them from time to time. And some research shows that people who are hit with migraines may more often may be deficient in magnesium. Most importantly, because magnesium is very involved in brain function, it can help lower depression. There's more research being done, but the theory from some researchers is that since some foods contain low amounts of magnesium, they can play a part in depression and mental illness overall. So really important to get more magnesium into our daily routine. The daily recommendation is 400 milligrams, and most of us aren't meeting this anytime. But there is good news with all of these foods that can help. One thing I do want to note is that there has been a lot out there about supplementing with magnesium, and a lot of people are doing that for eating and sleep health. So that can be completely appropriate and can be helpful. However, always consult your doctor when you are going to or wanting to supplement magnesium into your routine. So you're supplementing the correct form of magnesium and you're supplementing the correct dose of magnesium. All right, so getting in that magnesium from food, let's talk about that. So almonds, cashews, black beans, brown rice, Swiss chard, soy milk, and of course that favorite dark chocolate. In the last couple slides, I forgot to mention that you do want to stay above 70% cocoa to really reap those benefits of dark chocolate. So as far as dark chocolate, if you consume 1 ounce of dark chocolate, you will be able to consume 64 milligrams of magnesium, which is awesome. It gets you a little bit closer to that 400 a day. Leafy greens like your spinach, Swiss chard, and kale, those are going to be great sources of magnesium as well. Collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens, and cook up 1 cup of spinach can give you 157 milligrams of magnesium. So that's even more. So yeah, you can really reap the benefits. Cooked spinach is a little easier to eat in bulk, of course, than like a whole big salad, but to each their own. Here's one of those recipes with those cooked greens. This includes, so the Swiss chard and eggs. This is a great way to add vegetables into our breakfast, which tends to be the one meal of the day that we don't eat enough vegetables. I will say that. So this is a great option to get in not only vegetables into your routine, but also that magnesium from the Swiss chart. Um, so let's see, magnesium, vitamin A, and vitamin C are all going to be coming from this recipe. It will bring more of an earthy taste, and that's going to be coming from those vegetables. But you could have that crispy and crunchy texture from those greens, depending on how long or short you cook them. And then you're also getting a good amount of protein from this recipe too, with the bacon and the eggs. So a lot more filling and satisfying to get you through the day. And like I said, getting in those vegetables at breakfast will also add in fiber. And fiber is really satisfying. All right, another trivia question for you all, making sure you're still awake with me right now. So let's talk about seafood. So what is the recommended serving size for fish? So A, 5 ounces, B, 4 ounces, C, 3.5 ounces, or D, 6 ounces. I'll give you a second to think. Got some answers coming through. Awesome. All right, our answer is C. So 3.5 ounces is one serving size of fish. So it's a lot smaller than you think. It's probably about the size of that, the top piece of salmon on that picture, maybe even a little less than that. Not a whole lot. So the American Heart Association recommends that adults eat 2 servings of fish, such as salmon or tuna. So those fattier fishes per week. And a serving is defined as 3.5 ounces of cooked fish or 3/4 cup of flaked fish. So I think of like canned fish when we talk about flaked fish. Yeah, so 3.5 ounces is slightly larger than a deck of cards or like a bar of soap. So that's why that smaller piece in that picture is a good example. Opt for baked or grilled salmon over fatty fried fish. I know we love our fish fries in Wisconsin, but we got to minimize that so we get those health benefits of the salmon and avoid those extra added fats. Two servings per week of low mercury fish, salmon, tuna, crab, scallops, and shrimp. And since we're talking about seafood, let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fatty acids are another very important piece in creating regular and healthy function within the body. Salmon is the most commonly known source for omega-3 fatty acids, but there are many, which we can dive into a little bit. And the importance of omega-3 fatty acids really come from the regular and healthy bodily functions that we get from them. So really keying in on our heart health, of course. Again, it is Heart Month, and also brain health. So as we talk about good mood foods, so benefits for the brain from these omega-3 fatty acids will include supporting our brain signaling. We can alleviate depression and anxiety with omega-3 fatty acids, and consumption has been linked to lower likelihood of depression and anxiety, just overall. So with these omega-3 fatty acids, we also get our EPA, DHA, and ALA within omega-3s. So all of those make up omega-3s. EPA particularly is effective against depression and improving mood. And ALA, so it's always hard to explain this. So EPA and DHA, we need to get a lot more of those into our diet. ALA is still important, but that will then be converted to EPA and DHA in our body. And that conversion is more time consuming than just eating or consuming DHA and EPA right off the bat. So ALA is still important. Found in plants. So that's our plant omega-3. So our flaxseed, chia seed, walnut, and mainly used for energies. And like I said, converted then to DHA and EPA. DHA is what's found in fatty fish, seafood, fish oils, and algae. And it's the key structural component of the brain and retina in the eyes. So this is the most important omega-3. This is DHA, you probably see that on a ton of labels. That DHA is always advertised for infants. So like in infant formulas, or for when for prenatal vitamins to help support the growth of the fetus. So really important. That's why we always want to get more of that, which is really important for our brain health and our structure of the brain. EPA is also found in fatty fish, seafood, and fish oils, and it can also be converted to DHA. But like I said, ALE is going to take the longest to be converted, where consuming DHA and EPA is going to be a quicker conversion. Well, conversion for the EPA, and then better metabolized. All right. So those who might not consume fish, or you're listening to me and you're like, oh, I really can't get past that taste. Supplements can help. Supplements have been shown to reduce mood swings, decreases in violent behavior in schizophrenic and bipolar disorder patients as well, which is really fascinating that we're able to see some changes in nutrients in people that really suffer from those mood disorders. If you are considering taking an omega-3 supplement, again, please consult your doctor, your physician, making sure that you're getting the right type, you're getting a good brand, and that you are also taking the right amount. So again, we don't want to overconsume a supplement, but then also focus on getting those nutrients in our food first. All right, and then the last benefit that omega-3s can provide us is our impact on sleep. And of course, we always want to get more sleep. So National Sleep Foundation recommends 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. And low DHA levels are linked to low melatonin levels and can cause sleep disorders, or can affect our sleep disorders. I'm sorry, can affect deep sleep, causing sleep disorders. So having higher levels of DHA, better for our sleep. All right, tons of options on the side there. Your chia seeds, flaxseed, fish, mackerel, herring, and tuna are going to be some of the highest fish that have omega-3s, including salmon. All right, way to add more seafood into our routine is these easy grab and go egg bites. These are great. I've made these in the past. They add the flaxseed and chia seed, and then you also can have, you could even add salmon into these as well, or like a smoked salmon. Perfect for mornings, grab and go out the door if you're not a good breakfast eater at the table, and you need something to eat, let's say in the car or when you get to work. All right, jumping into the next one. I want to make sure we have plenty of time for questions if there are some. So let's jump into folate. So um, folate is a B vitamin. It's B9. It is crucial within our body, specifically brain health, like cognitive function, amongst others. When humans don't consume enough folate and where there is a deficiency, this has been linked to levels of depression. Again, if you can see a pattern, we're talking a lot about how these nutrients have been linked to depression. So we really want to keep these nutrients higher in our diet. Folate deficiencies can occur for many reasons. Not eating enough foods high in folate, genetics, diseases, medications, or excess alcohol intake. Um, Additionally, if needing antidepressants, the body may not respond well to antidepressants if already low in folate status, which is really interesting. There's more research, of course, coming out um, because folate is needed for so many processes within the body, like creating DNA, supporting pregnancy, and we need to make sure that we are consuming enough folate each day. That's why folate has been fortified into our cereals, into other foods in our food system because of how important it is in our health. Um, yeah, okay. Some foods that we should talk about. So asparagus right at the top. Although usually green, this vegetable can come with a in white or purple due to the nutrients it holds. Asparagus contains a lot of antioxidants. Um, and again, to protect your body from stress and free radicals, it is extremely easy to add to the diet in this, of course, in the summer when it's more in season, by boiling, grilling, or sauteing, and easy to add into a salad. I even add raw asparagus into my salads in the summer when I have it fresh out the garden. So just a fun fact. And then let's see what other one. Let's talk about beets. I love beets. Beets, again, high in folate, great nutrients, easy to cook. I just saute, I boil them, saute them. You can even eat beets raw, add them thinly to a salad, slice them thinly, add them to a salad as well. Here is a recipe that incorporates some Brussels sprouts for your folate source. Um, Brussels sprouts are great all year round. I feel like I tend to see them a lot more during the winter as one of those hardy vegetables. Um, but this incorporates, a slow cooker recipe, but also a salad. So quick dinner option to throw, everything in and have it cooked in the slow cooker. Right. So selenium, this one's not talked about a ton. It is an essential mineral, which again means that our body cannot make it. So there's essential and non-essential minerals. This one is essential, so we cannot make it. Therefore, we need to consume it into our diet. Plays so many roles within our body, and you don't need a lot to reap the benefits, which is really great. Makes it easier for us to get it into our diet. So it's an antioxidant, as we are finding so many of these nutrient-dense foods really are antioxidants. And reminder, antioxidants are what help to reduce and eliminate free radicals in the body, get rid of that oxidative stress. So additionally, selenium can help prevent mental decline or Alzheimer's disease, which is a condition caused that causes memory loss with negative impacts on our behavior and our thinking. And oxidative stress really plays a role in this disease, as well as Parkinson's disease and multiple sclerosis as well. Research is linked to consuming selenium and improvement in memory, verbal cues, cognitive thinking, and other mental functions. And I feel like many people might know this, but if you think selenium, you think Brazil nuts, or it's just me as a dietitian knowing that one fact. But Brazil nuts can actually give you your daily dose of selenium. It is true. The small study found that supplementing with one Brazil nut a day improved verbal fluency, which I might need today, and mental functions with patients who are cognitively impaired. So it is, however, easy to consume too much selenium. So just keep it to one Brazil nut per day. Don't eat a whole handful, but only one. But there are some other areas to get selenium: cottage cheese, baked beans, lentils, cheese, halibut, oatmeal, shrimp, and oysters. So hopefully there's something on there on that list that you do like to eat. If you choose not to eat a Brazil nut, you could go for this lentil, kale, and cauliflower soup. Your source of selenium is going to be your lentils. This is lentils are also a plant-based protein, so this is probably a vegan recipe. I don't see, there's probably no cream in there, and it's probably made with vegetable broth. So vegan recipe right here. Extra way to get more vegetables in. I love a veggie soup in the winter. As it's still cold out there, and a one-pot dinner, which makes everything better. Easy for the family. All right, jump into protein. So protein, as we know, is one of those food groups, but let's talk about how else it can add some benefits to our body. So we talked about how amino acids are building blocks of proteins. So we talked about that. So we talked about tryptophan. Another amino acid that will help make up protein is tyrosine. There we go. It's crucial for our brain chemical production. So it supports communication between our nerve paths and plays a role in mood regulation, memory, and motor skills. So it's a component of dopamine. So it's linked to pleasure and reward centers in the brain. And studies suggest that tyrosine, I can't do it. Tyrosine's potential to enhance mental performance and aid in stress management. Being exposed as a potential antidepressant, though more research is needed. So can be really beneficial. It's found in various meats and plant-based proteins. So chickpeas, Greek yogurt, legumes, bone broth, poultry, seafood, and whole grains, just to name a few. For the sake of time, so fruit and nut protein bars are a great option to have that on-the-go source of protein. So you'd use, this recipe uses vanilla whey protein powder, walnuts, cashews, and sunflower seeds. It's low in added sugar, making it a great protein bar for grabbing and going instead of buying one at the store if you have the time to make them. And always great for the family to get involved and the kids to get involved in making these too. Low ingredient, I love it. All right, vitamin D is something we are all probably lacking in right now, except for my parents who are in Mexico. But vitamin D, it's the sunshine vitamin, of course. We know the feeling when you are in the sun, especially in the winter, in the last couple days. When it's sunny, we get a little bit more happy. So it boosts our energy, puts a smile on our face, and that's because of the vitamin D we're getting. When our skin is able to absorb that vitamin D. And then it produces vitamin D in the body. So vitamin D holds many functions in our body. It supports calcium and phosphorus absorption, it strengthens our immune system, and reduces depression. Research shows that vitamin D can regulate our mood. And there's a study with patients who had fibromyalgia, and vitamin D deficiency was more common in those with anxiety and depression. So 40% of American population is deficient in vitamin D. Definitely, of course, because of where we are geographically with the sun and the equator, with symptoms of low energy, generally not feeling good, bone and muscle pain, even stress fractures can all be from deficiencies of vitamin D. Current recommendation is 800 milligrams. I'm sorry, in international units I use, and this can vary on our blood level of vitamin D. And of course, you can always talk with your doctor or come get tested at Hy-Vee. We do a quick blood test for vitamin D. But if you ever are starting a supplement, please talk to your doctor. Some other great sources of vitamin D are listed: salmon, sardines, egg yolk, shrimp, milk, yogurt, and mushrooms. My favorite one. Mushrooms are the only fruit or vegetable that will offer vitamin D. And that's because they're grown under UV light. All right, here's a great recipe for you for incorporating vitamin D and using tuna and egg yolks to get that. So the ahi tuna nicosi salad. 30 grams of protein will also be within the salad because of that tuna and some of your veggies. All right, hydration. We forget that hydrating is a great way to keep our mood up as well. So water provides so many benefits in our body, and it constantly moves with the fluid, providing ourselves the opportunity to get through long days. We will excrete fluid through sweat, urine, and even breathing as well. So our bodies are 60% water, and many people aren't drinking enough. It's just plain and simple. So recommendation is 8 glasses a day of water, or I even say take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces you need a day. And then, sorry. And then from there, find your favorite water bottle and know how many ounces are in that bottle. And then make it simple on yourself. How many bottles do you need to drink a day? So I know I need 2 to 3 bottles of water of my favorite water bottle, and it makes it so much easier to get that water. So tons of benefits of hydrating efficiently throughout the day. Let's see. Yeah, so some other options for staying hydrated is using sparkling water, adding like a hydration mix to your water, or even getting it through your food, through fruits and vegetables that contain higher water content, such as watermelon. Peaches are a good one, and then also cucumbers too. Okay, I think this is our last trivia question of today. So how many teaspoons of added sugar does the average American consume per day? How many teaspoons of added sugar does the average American consume per day? So A, 9, B, 13, C, 17, and D, 22. You see some things added. Awesome. Good guesses. All right, I'm seeing a lot of the right ones. So the right answer is D, 22 teaspoons of added sugar on average per day. That's almost a half a cup of sugar. That's so much. So as Americans, we focus on packaged foods a lot, and that's where we're getting a lot of that added sugar. So women and children on average are, let's see. Oh, on average, we need to reduce our sugar intake to 6 teaspoons or less of added sugar per day. And for men, it's 9 teaspoons or less of added sugar per day. All right, as Americans, we really focus on those packaged foods, like I mentioned, which have unbelievable amounts of sugar. So added sugar can create changes in our mental health due to the inflammation in our body, blood sugar changes, and neurotransmitter dysregulation. There can be a place in our diet for consuming foods in moderation, but processed foods like crackers, candies, cookies, baked goods typically may satisfy and create feeling of happiness, but that is short-lived. Usually there is a crash associated with these foods, leading to poor mental health and feeling of guilt. So it can really change that mental health. So here's some great ways to satisfy those sweet tooth cravings. Ways to add fiber and that sweet at the same time, or even protein to go along with it. So just some good examples here. And for a recipe, an avocado mint frozen chocolate dessert, which sounds great if you like mint ice cream. I also made an avocado pudding this month, which was fantastic too. So also lower in added sugar and a nutrient dense option. All right. I know we're at 6:30, so I hope you can all stay on with me just to finish up the last couple slides. So we'll finish up quickly. But we have to talk about alcohol, as Wisconsin is a heavy drinking state. So when consuming alcohol such as beer, wine, or liquor, it may initially make you feel really good or happy, but in time, excessive alcohol consumption can lead to developing depression by cutting off the communication pathways in our brain and changing one's mood and behavior. So this image kind of talks about how excess alcohol consumption may affect many areas of our body, which can lead back to connecting with the brain and mood overall. So tons of ways that our body is affected by alcohol. So we want to drink in moderation. So what that means is 2 drinks a day per 2 drinks per day for men and 1 drink per day for women. Of course, there has been more coming out in the headlines on how any amount of alcohol is not good for us. However, sometimes that is just not realistic for a healthy, balanced diet. So we always still talk about moderation. So if you can't cut it out completely, go down to that moderate amount. And you can't save all your drinks until the weekend. So if you're looking for some alternatives, there's a ton on the market, and there's constantly new local producers making NA options or offering more options when you're dining out as well, which is really great. So these are some good options of NA wine, non-alcoholic teas, kombucha can really give you that sense of that fizziness, that what am I trying to say, like soury wine taste, but without that alcohol and good for your gut. Kombucha would also add in those probiotics as a fermented beverage. And you can never go wrong with a nice mocktail. So make it a little fizzy, make it a fun drink, and have this when you're feeling like you need alcohol, but instead go for something non-alcoholic. All right. And I think we're getting close to the end. So exercise, we have to talk about exercise when talking about mental wellness. And even though it's not a food, we still should talk about it because movement can really help our mind. In the winter, we're not getting a ton of it as we might not want to go outside when it's too cold. So this is a natural way to increase our mood. It helps us to produce endorphins, which help our brain chemicals. We're focusing on ourselves. We're giving our body some self-care, some social interactions, and enhancing the mood further. So I always even think about going golfing in the summer. You're social, you're interacting, you're moving your body, and it just makes you feel good. Recommendations for physical activity are for 150 minutes per day of moderate exercise. So that's walking, swimming, biking, and then include muscle strengthening activities twice per week, which would be like yoga, lifting, or Pilates. All right, so let's just wrap it all up. So we want to be mindful and promote. So let's be mindful. So listen to your hunger cues. Learn to differentiate true hunger from other triggers that could be boredom or cravings. Listen to your body signals for when you want to eat or when you want to stop eating. Legalize all foods. So avoid labeling foods as good or bad, as this can lead to cravings and overeating. And all food can really be part of a balanced, moderate diet. Lastly, eliminate those distractions. So turn off distractions like your phone, your TV, or books during a mealtime. Really focus on the sensory experience of eating and enjoying the company that you're with at the table. So when you can, try to eat with other people and avoid eating alone as much as possible. All right, this is just going to go over a little bit more about hunger cues versus emotional cues. For the sense of time, I'm not going to jump into this one today. But thank you all for participating and being here today. I'm just going to look through the chat quick to see if we had any that I may have missed.
There was one, someone asked about no juice. Is that due to lack of fiber?
Yes, yep. So we want to limit juice consumption for a couple of reasons. One being that, yes, lack of fiber in the juice. So a smoothie is going to be a better option for getting in fruit and vegetables when we're talking about eating all of our food groups in our meals. And then also we want to limit juice consumption for the added sugars. So I believe a fourth cup or 4 ounces. Yeah, I think it's 4 ounces of juice is considered 1 serving of fruit or vegetable, depending on the type of juice it is. So limiting to 4 ounces a day, you can extend that by adding water to it. So for me, a lot of juices are really sweet, so I prefer to dilute water into it, and then that juice lasts me a little longer if I'm drinking juice. All right. If anyone else has questions, thank you so much, or feel free to reach out to me. You'll be getting an email with those recipes by tonight or tomorrow. So look out for that as well. But thank you so much for joining, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Aryn. Have a great night. Thanks, everybody.